Okay, I got a book haul again, I guess. Bunch of books I want to show off. Uh, First, I got a pink Cadillac. Yeah, don't know why. It's just a lot of songs feature pink Cadillac, and just happened to see it, so thought it was neat. Now, so I'll just get back to these books and get them over with, make this as quick as possible. Got this Library, Candida Hofer, with an introduction by Umberto Eco, which was pretty good. The introduction, the rest of it's just pictures. I have a soft spot for art books, and especially books, and also books on books and libraries and pictures of books and all that stuff. And pretty much anything to do with books. So I also ordered a lot of Star Trek stuff. I don't normally go for that, but I thought I could use the stuff as reference, later on. Because that's about as it seems like it would help make the real when I write stuff, and it'll help me get, later on with get the realism. Anyway, in the lot we got some blueprints. Supposed to be 12 or so in there. I haven't gotten them out and looked at them or anything. I'll just leave them be for right now. And then we got this thing called the Space Flight Chronology. It's got a lot of useful information in there. Yeah, I'm no good at this. History of spaceships, timeline, and then just all kinds of various information in there. And when I saw this in the lot, I didn't think I would need it very much. It's the Star Trek Concordance. It's got this little wheel on the cover here, and it'll tell you the title of the episode and the date it's supposed to take place, and where you can find in the book a little summary of it. But there's also some other information and fan art inside here as well, and a glossary in the back and everything too. So this wound up being a little bit more of a resource than I thought it was going to be. And then, of course, what Star Trek lot like this can't be isn't quite complete without the fleet manual, technical manual. Yeah, probably the main thing I went for. That's basically all the information, the major information you need. So there's that. If you're a Star Trek fan, maybe you'll know, help me know about how, if I should be more enthused by that. I just as a layman, that's just general resource for me. But maybe as a fan, you might be get fangirling out more of that. I don't know. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. Let's just continue. Then I got a Garth Marenghi's Teratome. That's from what I gather. This was a fictional book by a fictional author, and now it's real. And it had a lot of people wanted it to be real, and they were really high into this, and now here it is, and I got word of it, and maybe I'll read it, and maybe I'll like it. It seems like it might possibly be up my alley. And I got a Stephen King Insomnia hardback. I'm slowly trying to convert or replace my paperbacks with hardbacks. It's getting a little bit harder to do because I've stopped going to flea markets and yard sales and things like that. So I can't really get them too cheap anymore. When you buy them online, they're not like $4 or $5 books anymore. And the next one here is Gladiator by Philip Wylie. I don't know why it took me so long to start going after more books by that guy. One of my most favorite books of all time is When the Worlds Collide and After the Worlds Collide that he did with Edwin Balmer. This was a really good book. I really liked it quite a bit. Yeah, I consider it a classic. And for the longest time, I just let that be it. And only the past few days, I thought, well, I thought about looking up more books by him, and this is one of my I settled on. It's apparently just probably some sort of print-on-demand version or something along that, because it's got very generic cover, as you can see. But from what I gather, the information said that, and the reason that I picked this one out is that this story, when it first came out, I don't know if it says it in here or not. Yeah, it doesn't say. It just got a blank spot next to first published. They said it was the inspiration for the Superman that eventually wound up starting in the comics. So apparently this came first. So who knows? That sounds good enough to me, I guess. Next is Graham Masterson's Feelings of Fear. Past few months I decided I'm going to start trying to collect his short story collections, which I should have been doing all along, only to find out when I started to look, they're kind of hard to get now. This was the last one that was readily available. I got I'd say at least 3 or 4 more. And the newest one I think is okay. I can probably get it. It's probably going to cost me 15 to 20 bucks if I do, though. But the rest of them, you can't hardly even find them at all, really. When I do, they're just sky high. So anyway, and I got a couple more philosophy books. It's Twilight Zone and Philosophy. And then I got The Philosophy of Horror. And 1984 in philosophy. I just have a soft spot for philosophy. I haven't really read much of it, but I just collecting it. One day I will read it. And then this one, I used to be a member of the Science Fiction Book Club. Not for very long, but when I did, I ordered a lot of books, and got a lot of Tanith Lee books, and I ordered the Paradise books and the Secret Books of Venus, and at the time all they had was the 2 double collections of Paradise, and then the 1 book of the double of Secret Books of Venus 1 and 2, and it never occurred to me all these years that there probably would have been a volume with 3 and 4, and I don't know how long it's been, how many decades that I overlooked that, and I never sought out the second volume of that, because at the time this wasn't available. I think it came out maybe a year or 2 after I stopped buying from them. Okay. Then go some paperbacks here. Got a New Writings in Science Fiction 14, edited by John Cornell. I don't know if I want all of the books in this series, but this is one that I was in particularly wanting to get, and I searched it around, and it's was pretty hard to find a copy, at least at a reasonable price. I did find one, but it was in South Africa, and I put it off for several weeks. And then I read the feedback that the person got, and everybody was happy with the service and saying they get their stuff really fast. And I was like, well, the guys in South Africa, you know, I mean, I've purchased overseas quite a bit, and it can take some time. I've usually had good luck for the most part doing that. So, and eventually I said, well, okay, I'll try them. Darn thing came in 4 days. Can you believe that? From South Africa. It can color me impressed. Then got another Star Trek book. Like I said, I don't go for too many of these Star Trek books. I've gotten a lot of the others, I don't even know what they're called now, but you know, there's a series of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, all I don't know how many, and they, I think they might be retellings of the episodes in book form. I don't know. I've had a few of them, but I just donated them. Didn't really care much for them. But when I was looking researching this, this one popped up, and actually no, that's wrong. I saw this in a video from another booktuber. He mentioned it, and according to the comments, somebody said that the first edition of this book, Killing Time, by the way, Della Van Hise, it looks like the author. They said the first edition was a little more vulgar than they liked, and then they had to stop the print run and then re-edit it a little bit. And so that's the reason this volume is possibly a little more scarcer than it otherwise would be. And according to the examples that they showed, it might wind up being a good book after all. Yeah. Next, this was another Philip Wiley book, The Disappearance. This is not the edition I would like to get, and actually this one came in pretty darn beat up. There's a lot of problems with it, but it's serviceable, and if I can read it. But the copy that I wanted, it's like, once again, it's some editions are very out there price wise, if you can find them, and so this was the next best one I could cover wise, and this was about the cheapest I could find of it, so that's why I settled on this. You know, I don't, like I mentioned before, I don't have to have books in perfect condition, but it would be nice if it was better, and this'll do until I can hopefully find the other edition I'd like. Then I ordered a lot of Brian Aldiss books. I got the Malaysia Tapestry. I think that's the way you say it. Didn't think much of it when I saw it in the lot, but I got flipping through it and everything. It looks like it might be interesting. Got a big dinosaur or something in there attacking people. That's always good to read in science fiction, yeah. Then you got a collection of the Perilous Planets. That was one of the ones I was mostly interested in, especially with the cover of those weird worm things on it, and the little skull showing through in the sky there. You got a Man in His Time. This is a collection of Aldiss's stories. I think he's the editor in this one. So can't go wrong with a good short story collection. Then I think this is another one that he edited. Looks like maybe, yeah, Evil Earths. I like the premise of it. You know, different planets, different Earths, problems. Then you got another Philip Wiley book. They both were naked. see if I can show that there. Maybe you can read that. Pause on that. I don't know. Wait a minute. No, that's not even a dang summary. I'm sorry about that. I thought that was a summary in the back. I done forgot what it was supposed to be about, but I like Philip Wallace so much I might start searching out a bunch of his books. And Edward Burroughs, Edgar Rice Burroughs, Lost on Venus. I got all the John Carter books in a big omnibus, and I forgot all about the dang Venus books, and I don't think it's available or they're available in an omnibus. So I'm gonna have to search out them in single volumes. Then I got a Spider and Jean Robinson Starmind. I've had this in my Amazon shopping cart for a long time. It's one of the first books I ever put in there. And I never got around to actually look for a copy until recently. I got the rest of them in the series, but for some reason this one that went by me. Then you got another Brian Aldiss book, Star Swarm. Let's see, I think this is actually by him, collection. Alright. Now this one, I really like the cover of this one. It's John Leamington, The Coming of the Strangers. I think I showed off a copy of this in a previous video, but this is the cover that I was actually wanting. I settled on it at the time because it was the cheapest I could find. Now these next two, I used to have these. I looked all over the place and couldn't find them, so apparently I donated them. I don't know why. And I just recently found out that for some reason the dang prices skyrocketed on them like a lot of others did. I don't think they were worth much at the time I donated them. Like I think I did. So I was trying my best to search them out again, find the most of affordable copies I can. And it Kenneth Lee's Tales of Flat Earth. We got Knight's Daughter collection and the Lords of Darkness. I got to thinking recently that those might actually be more interesting for me to read than I thought they would be. Okay, had a couple bookmarks shoved in this one. It's another John Leamington book, Night of the Beast. Night of the Big Heat. I'm going to wind up eventually getting the e-book of this one, because yeah, I like the cover on the e-book, and apparently that cover doesn't exist on a physical copy, and this is mostly the edition you can find on the cover. Not many others, so I don't really matter about that. Another Leamington book, The Night Spiders. This is the novel version. Apparently he's got another book with the same title that is a short story collection that I'm looking out for. I might buy it pretty soon if I can. But it's pretty up there in price. I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet on it. It looks like a cheaper copy. It doesn't look like it's coming out. Okay, we got the second book of Fritz Leiber. I think it's Leiber. Some people say Leiber, I don't know. Collection of short stories by him. Then we got The New America, The New World by H.G. Wells. Like I said before, I'm trying to collect bunch of his older books, like what I think is non-fiction stuff. A couple of these things I thought were non-fiction. Why not being fiction that I got? But I think this is some non-fiction. Let's see. I saw this in another booktuber video, and it seemed like it might be okay. Navessa Allen, Lights Out. It just, I don't remember anything about it, but I remember at the time they said it was going to be okay. Then you got another Fritz Leiber, Snakes and Spiders. It says it's all the Change War stories that he did, including probably the most popular is the Big Time novella, which is according to the table of contents seems to be the bulk of the dang book. 112 pages just devoted to that, and maybe another 100 pages for everything else. I do have I believe I have a hardcover of the Big Time in storage somewhere. I haven't seen it in forever. Maybe I got rid of it too, I don't know, but I remember having one somewhere. Maybe it's something I have to find sometime. And then one of our better Kentucky authors, Rudy Rucker, Complete Stories, Volume 1. I got a lot of Rudy Rucker books. It just recently occurred to me to try to find his short stories. And then you got Volume 2 as well. Let's check out that weird cover there. What curious thing I noticed about this is that Volume 1 is stories from 1976 to 2006, and Volume 2 is stories from 2005 to 2021. There's 2 years that overlap there. And according to the table of contents, those overlapping stories are in both books, apparently. I thought that was a little weird, interesting. Okay. There's not much to look at with this one. It's another H.G. Wells 42 to 44 contemporary memoir. I don't have to have all these in what looks to be original copies that he put out. I don't know if they're first editions or not, but I'll take reprints. Some of the ones I have searched out have been reprints, but I'm perfectly fine with these original copies. I think I'm probably burnt out on my H.G. Wells in that regard. I was looking at Wikipedia trying to pick out the ones that mostly interested me, and I think I got all of them right now. You got the ABC for Book Collectors by John Carter. This and basically wound up being a glorified dictionary or something, or it's got little summaries about various book terms. Some of them are a little longer than others, but what everything means in the book world. Probably should have recognized that from the title. I don't catch on to common sense stuff very often. Let's see what else we got in here. Yeah, oh, there we go. I got two more. On Ugliness, edited by Umberto Eco. 2 books with Eco. How about that? It's another art book. But I get art book on the ugliness, I guess, or what people considered ugly. And last one, another book, At Home with Books. How book lovers live with and care for their libraries. It's basically another pic. I don't know what the text is all going to be about, but I usually get these just for the photos of the books and the shelves and everything. For anybody else that is out there that's like me in that regard, I think I've mentioned it a couple times. There's a couple websites, I guess they're still around, I'm not sure if they are or not, that I found out a while back. That if you like looking at bookshelves and bookcases, things like that, there's a site called Bookcase Porn and Bookshelf Porn, which sounds bad, but it's just pictures of bookcases and bookshelves. All kinds of weird styles and formats and everything. Very, very interesting, actually. So there's that. So I guess that's it for right now. If you watch this, I thank you. If you got any pointers or anything you want to point out or say about any of these books, go right ahead. Maybe some of them, maybe you know some of them are better than I already know about them or not. Maybe I should move some of them up higher on my TBR than they currently are. Who knows? So just comment what you want. I'll thank you for watching again. We'll see you next time.